Before we get into today's video is brought to you by Cruisin' by Design. This is Kyle, one of my good friends, his brand new shop that he just opened, and he's open for any kind of work like this, installing your shifter cables, installing any aftermarket parts, body work, wrap, whatever it is that you may need. Hit him up if you're in Southern California or if you're anywhere and willing to travel. Cruisin' by Design. He also just painted this epic new wall. 1139 West State Street in Ontario, California. The links will be down below for all of his Instagram, social media, everything else, and the address. So click that. Come here. We want to see you guys here. The first 25 people here who watch this video will get a free Genesis sticker we'll put up on the screen from both Kyle and I, and possibly a hat or t-shirt from Kyle, if they're not already gone. So get here while you can. What is life like as a Porsche owner? As much as I'd love to tell you it was all rainbows and butterflies, maintenance is cheap, easy, it's not. This is not me complaining about how expensive the maintenance is for when these cars break. I got into this car knowing that this car is a little bit more expensive to maintain. However, when you're down, life sure does know how to just give you a swift kick in the nuts. And what do I mean by that? Let's take this back a little bit. In California, to keep your car on the road, you need to pay registration yearly. This is an annual thing that you need to do every single year because you can't pay years in advance. That time was coming for this car. Usually, it's pretty simple. You can just renew your registration online, no big deal, whatever. For whatever reason or another, the DMV had lost my paperwork, didn't allow me to register it online, so I had to go in person, which sucks. I had to get up really early, sit at the DMV, go pay my registration. My registration was close to $500, which was absolutely insane, but whatever. I paid it, not a big deal, registered the car on the road. Now this isn't the problem that I'm upset with, is that I paid my registration and it was expensive. It's a Porsche, what else did I expect? However, literally, after I dealt with all the stuff, not being able to register it online, having to call, figure out that I had to go in person, all this, that, whatever, as I was leaving, then life decided, you know what? Here's a little taste of what it's like actually owning a Porsche. And the notorious 987 Cayman shifter linkage decided to show me exactly what that meant. I snapped the shifter linkage for this car. Awesome. It was stuck in third gear. I couldn't do anything else. I kind of literally just limped myself to work in third gear. And the car has now been bricked since. That was $500, remember, earlier that day for my registration. Literally on my way from paying that registration, I spent another $536 on new shifter cables. All in the day's work. So now, we're at Kyle's shop. It since has been about a week. I have today and tomorrow try and figure it out because Kyle needs this car gone by Wednesday. It's Monday, so hopefully I can figure it out. Razor blade, perfect. Lay these all out on the floor. A little wrench. So what we're looking at here from the sheet, we have Performance Nematic Shifter Cables. We have the cable insulation and we have a bulkhead cable wrench. Yes, this wrench that you see here, I had to spend extra for. I've heard it's a wise investment to get that wrench, and if you're looking at this video because you want to see what it takes to install Numeric Racing Shifter linkage in your Cayman, I'm probably going to suggest that you buy that wrench as well. You're going to look at these things right now and see how beefy these things are. So these cables are like twice, if not 3 times the thickness of the stock diameter linkage. They're all metal. And you don't have any of this. On the stock ones, they're plastic. That's why they're notorious for breaking, and people get left out stranded because their shifter linkage is in gear, like mine. Not really much to it. It seems pretty simple. Hopefully it is simple. I'd never installed shifter linkage on anything because I've never broken it before. Hopefully it's the same thing as a short shifter, but I've never adjusted the linkage cables themselves. So today we're gonna learn something. The last video that I posted was the Karma Cayman wide body kit. I know you guys are super eager to watch me put that on. Before I put any of that on, I gotta put this freaking shifter linkage cable on because if I don't get this car moving by Wednesday, Kyle's gonna kill me. Giant box right here is a sub. This needs to get removed. This whole paneling, side paneling needs to get removed. This shifter boot needs to get removed, and this entire center console. And the reason that you have to take all this crap off is because you need that to take off the center console. Most of you probably don't even care. I'll just let you know how much of a pain of an ass it is. And if you're looking at buying a Porsche yourself, because this is probably what the primary basis of this video is how awesome is it to own a Porsche when it breaks down? You know, awesome. Yeah, it is what it is. You see what my problem is right here? It's all... Oh shoot, it just comes right up. Oh! Here's a little tip for things that I do when I'm pulling out all these interior pieces. Because there's so many bolts, I'm putting them inside the proper location in which they belong to and then taping them in so I don't lose them. Makes it really, really easy when you go to install these, that you know exactly where all the bolts go. Just a little tip. Alright, so well, and now let's lift it up. Can I get this out? I think I'm gonna have to take off the e-brake here. God dang it. Okay, at this point, after quite a bit of finagling, I got these cables off of the shifter, through the firewall, and now all I need to do is jack up the car and release them from the bottom side of the transmission. And then I can stick in the new Numeric Racing Cables. Fun. Hello, Kyle.
Hi.
As you can see, Kyle's not too happy that we're here this late.
Day 2.
I finally got the cables out. Now we can actually move on to the Nematic shifter cable install, as opposed to just removing these stock things. Where I got hung up on was where? These stupid things that connect to the transmission on your OEM shifter linkage. These little nylon, I don't even know what to call these, things that hook onto your transmission suck. Mine were stuck. As well as, you see these plastic tabs right here to hold these stock cables in? Yeah, I had to break it because they wouldn't come out. For whatever reason, they were seized in there until I broke the plastic, and it came free. Here's the culprit right here. This is why the shifter linkage is not working. Because this crappy cable broke. Hector, stop filming me. Hector, stop.
Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, see that? How does it feel?
It feels amazing.
Okay, now no more messing around. Let's get these bad boys in. After 2 very long nights, almost till 1:30 in the morning, we finally got the pneumatic cables in. The car is shifting through all the gears and back out on the road. Kind of. It's actually sitting in Kyle's shop because we actually started working on the car Cayman kit, which you guys will see next week on Tuesday. What is it like owning a Porsche? Obviously, it's great and it's fun and amazing until the car breaks, much like anything, and it's expensive to fix. I wanted to take this time of this video to kind of talk to you guys and maybe relate to you on a personal level. Everything is not all rainbows and butterflies, and I wish I could say that it was. If you were to notice through this entire video, my attitude I felt like was pretty positive. Now, that is not even close to the reflection of the way that I was feeling, and it wasn't faking it for the camera. It was to push myself through it. Like, I know we all go through it. I've been really going through it. The past 2 weeks I've spent almost $7 grand in things that, like, I didn't even care to spend that money on. Life got in the way, and it will suck, and it will seem like everything is piling on top of each other, because, like, it will. Whether it was things from the shifter cables breaking, paying my registration, things on the Genesis breaking, just other things in life that I had go wrong and just accumulated all together at one time, you know. And on top of that, I work a 9-to-5 job, and right after I was done my 9-to-5, I was driving straight to Kyle's shop and working until 1:30 in the morning. Like, no stop, no breaks, nothing, not even to get food. It was just grind every day. You know, most nights I'm working my 9-to-5, I'm coming home, I'm working again, I'm not going to bed until like 4:30. I have to get up at 6 for work, so I'm sleeping at most 2 to 3 hours every single night. Literally just draining myself, trying to do all this stuff, grinding it out, trying to make these videos and just make everything else that I have going on in my life work. And on top of that, life knows just how to kick you in the nuts. Fortunately, for most of my life, I haven't had any issues with my wisdom teeth, nor have I had any doctors or dentists tell me that I need to do anything with them. Of all times, when I'm like down the most, this stupid thing decided to come out, and it like hurts unbelievably. My jaw hurts, it's creating tension right here. I can barely open my mouth to even eat, and it's just like, man, one thing after another. And this isn't me complaining, this is just for me to showcase to you guys. Wherever you guys are watching on social media, it may seem like everything is great, but people definitely go through it, and the grind is real, and I know that we all go through it. And I want to say, like, don't beat yourself up in these moments, because I know that I do. And I think that, I guess the message to take away is when shit things happen like this, my shifter cables snapping just randomly out of the blue, sometimes things happen. We just kind of have to roll with the punches and keep pushing through, because I promise, instead of giving up and just powering through it, at the end of the day, you're gonna feel much better doing all the stuff you need to get done, and having that backstory on top of it, saying like, I grinded through it, I went through hell, and I came out of it, you know? And I know this like may seem weird to the end of the video, but I just felt like I wanted to talk to you guys, because I feel like sometimes I feel trapped myself and I don't have anybody to talk to kind of about these things, and maybe some of you guys feel the same. You know, my stress level just builds and builds and builds and builds, and I suppress it by working and working and working and just trying to push myself through it, and sometimes it just hits you at that peak, you know? But hey, we got the cables in, thankfully. We got the cables in, thankfully, and finally the car's up and running, and finally we have the Karma kit up and part on the car, and I will show you guys that soon. I'm so excited, and there's so many more things coming that I'm super excited about. And on another cool note, little puggy turned 1 year old yesterday. Little puggy turned 1 year old yesterday. Little Mushu. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought about this video in the comments down below. If you're excited to see the Karma Cayman kit, if you ever feel down about yourself like this as well, like, what do you do to like help yourself power through these moments and just keep going? Yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Say bye, Mushu.